surprised to find out that just 3 years ago, you decided you'd like to try a little farming in Christmas trees. How'd you get interested?
Well, we were looking in the paper and happened to see the farm for sale and drove out this way and really fell in love with the place.
And you and your wife both work off the farm?
Yeah, both have full-time jobs.
Some would say a Christmas tree is a full-time farm, but you're doing well working both.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Tell us about the old log house, because there's a story there as well.
Okay, the previous owner took some logs from an 1838 barn and brought them on the property and built the log house out of actually those old logs. And 1988, it was finished, and they start using that for the cabin or the office for the Christmas tree operation.
So when you do come out for Christmas trees, really that's the central point. You'll stop and park it there.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, once you get there, that's really where the experience of selecting a Christmas tree starts, because you go out back and the horse and wagon's waiting to take you out to the field.
Yes, we have 3 pairs of workhorses and with wagons, and they will pull you around and take you out to the trees.
Do any of the parents say, you know, we'll leave the kids on the wagon, can you take them a ride for a little while we pick a tree?
Yeah, they can ride as long as they behave.
Well, I know that was a lot of fun because, you know, going out and sitting and watching the horses go, and you go out and pick the tree. Talk about picking a tree, because are people set in their ways as to the type and species of tree we want, or are they open to some of the newer varieties that are here?
Okay, the 4 varieties that we actually sell during Christmas season are the Scotch pine, which is the old 1950s, 1940s Christmas tree, the white pine, the Canaan fir, which is a newer West Virginia balsam, and it's newer on the market, good for Ohio, similar to a Fraser fir. And then there's the blue spruce and the green spruce that we only sell them bald and burlapped.
Now, let's talk about the white pine. You said that's probably your second highest sales of tree?
Yeah, that's correct. And we have anything from very small to about a 10 to 11-foot tree.
Now, we were talking, your wife and I, that a lot of the times people think of the white pine, it's very soft looking, but if you used to using traditional heavy ornaments, may have difficulty keeping those on the limbs.
Yes, they won't hold ornaments, heavier ornaments, as well as the Canaan fir.
Now, that Canaan fir, that's one of the ones that we dug. What percentage of trees will people actually dig for the Christmas season?
About 20% of the people that come out, they will get a bald and burlap tree.
Now, one of the things we got to remember with that, when you're talking about getting the height of the tree you need for home, you need to add a couple feet when you think about adding that ball and the rest of the trunk on the tree.
Yeah, you better consider that the height of your ceilings and how high that ball is going to be.
The one we dug was probably a 6 and 6.5 tree, but by the time you had the ball, you better have a couple guys around to help carry it, because 3 out of the field was work.
Yeah, that was pretty good, wasn't it?
That's a lot of fun to dig it, and a lot of people then are keeping that tree in the house how long in order to make sure that it's still going to be good to plant?
About a week.
So they're getting the tree earlier and just storing it outside then until they're taking it in?
Yeah, they usually buy them 2 to 3 weeks early and store them outside, move them into the garage for a few days, and then move it in the house, keep it in through the holidays, and then take it out, leave it in the garage for a couple days, then plant it.
Now, we visit with you here at the plantation mid-November, and I also see people have already been out and marked their trees, but not yet come back for the cutting and taking the tree home.
Right. Usually they come out and mark, and then sometime after Thanksgiving they'll come out, take a wagon ride, and cut their tree and take it home.
So what of the number of trees you sell? I mean, do you sell a third or half where people come out and have pre-picked what they want to do and really make an experience to come out a couple times?
I'd say a third of the trees that we sell are because they pre-picked them.
Give us an idea when you talk about the rotation of trees on the farm. How quick can you grow a Christmas tree, and then when do you turn over the ground? Tree's too mature and you got to move on to something else.
The maturity of a white pine to a 6 or 7 foot tree is around 7 years. The West Virginia balsam's the same, about 7 years. The blue and green spruce, they take longer to grow, 7 to 12 years to a 5 to 6 foot tree, and the Scotch are also about a 6 to 7 year tree to a 5 to 6 foot tree.
Yeah, the spruce that's been so long growing, getting to that time period, it's nice to know that you're going to have those available as a Doug tree, and a lot of people then put that in the yard and remember what year they got it and kind of grow a collection of trees.
Yes, and they do real well.
Now, once they take that tree home, tell us, how do we keep a tree fresh? If you got a Doug tree, what do you do until you're ready to put it in the house?
Nearly nothing. If it's dry, you add a little moisture to it, a little water, pour a little water on it. But other than that, you really don't have to do anything.
Now, once we've taken the tree home, if it's a cut tree, we've already shaken it, got all the loose needles out. You got it baled so it's easy to take home for them. But then how was the care for that tree to take it in the house?
You want to trim it up for the tree stand that you have, and you want to make sure you put it in the stand, give it plenty of water, and keep water in the tree stand.
And the trees taken care of will last how long?
The white pines, the Scotch pines, and the West Virginia balsams, cananes will go 30 days and not have much problem as long as you keep water.
Keeping water seems to be the secret. Comment on the old log cabin up here, and there are some crafts at different times as you come in, a number of different things available for people who might be looking for something homemade and special for Christmas.
Okay, there'll be some candles, I think some Christmas tree ornaments that are made. There's quite a variety of them. The metal work and some art iron that is made. We actually produce some of that ourselves, and we make some wood products out of old wood, such as sleds and birdhouses.
Want to have a great experience this year while you're selecting your Christmas tree? Come on out to the old log house plantation, just north of Somerset. Visit with Rich and the family and take a horse ride. I think you'll enjoy it.